there's nobody that'll even come close, but she will live forever that way. So Bill, there'll be many parts. It'll be like Shakespeare, where they'll interpret his role in many different ways, but they'll all be in all varieties of Craven, you know, different kinds of, like, what a Craven character may have some redeeming quality, or maybe he was a Don Juan, or maybe he was just a needy person. I mean, they can work with all that with him. And of course, there'll be some side books written about their child, you know, and all that. And then all these villains that come out of the woodwork, it'll be like Homer, you know, there'll be like a good 20 characters that'll live maybe 1,000 years in literature, you know. A sage might be one of them. Obama will definitely be one. He won't have a good part, I guarantee you that. Hitler he'll be one. Churchill will probably live. Trump will live. But these are going to be good ones. There are going to be some good ones. Like Trump is going to be like the Alexander, the return of Alexander the Great. There never has been anybody like Alexander the Great, before or after. Hey, doggy! And as far as Western civilization goes, you could say he did it, you know, and he built all this stuff and started all these cities. That's what we're going to get with Trump. With Hillary, well, I'll tell you, we, including me, there'll be a lot of us that are not going to cooperate. We won't pay taxes, we won't do anything to cooperate with this if Hillary gets in. We won't do anything to cooperate with the government. We won't give our consent. Okay, let's put it that way. Because it will have been taken from us. We have none left to give. How's that? You know, even in wicked countries, it happened in the 30s in Europe when they would have these trials. Okay, this is before World War II. The common man was very, very much in favor of the soldiers and the people that believed in conservative values. It was only the elites and the government that was basically pushing a communist approach to the whole thing, and it was the communists that actually started all the riots, and that's the way it's happening here. Hillary and that crowd would be similar to Rosa, what's her name? Anyway, she was a female, one of these female women, like before World War II, that eventually they killed her, okay, but it was a communist, okay, a communist. They would go around blowing things up and causing havoc and destroying things, and it just got out of control. And then the right side said, the hell with that. So they started making these damn groups, tough groups, to take back the things. And then when it would come up, hey doggy, for a trial, the people would win the case. Okay, in other words, Germany had fought back, and they got back into the hands of the people very temporarily. We were trying to correct things, and that's what happened. Okay, right here we got something very similar, but at an early stage. You got an elite bunch of people that are liberals. They are absolutely corrupting our world, the world we live in, our society. It's exactly what happened to Germany, according to the Germans, the way they experienced it anyway, with new immigration. And their government there, before the Weimar government and so on, they were just liberal, and they couldn't do anything. It was just like here. Okay, it's like this is where we got these a certain type of politician on both sides. We call them liberals, but they really are basically is a type of mankind. It's a characterological category, really, of a type of person that's not honorable. And so we've had a lot of scumbag, we're really human, characterological scum, like Hillary and Bill and Obama. And there's no reason that we should be ruled by scum. There's no reason. I mean, why do we elect scum to rule us? I mean, I don't understand that. You know why? Because we didn't elect scum. All the elections have been fixed. Everything is fixed. Everything has been fixed before this. You know, they were going to fix this one, and they still might, but if they don't, it'll be the first election in my lifetime that was not fixed, okay? Yeah, that's true. Don't believe anything else. I mean, you can believe anything you want to, as far as I'm concerned, but the fact is they were fixed. Now, what do you mean by fixed? It might be in the word fixed, but fixed is still fixed. Okay, they're already fixing it. Everybody knows every time they count the thing, it's been fixed. Every time they've checked it so far this year, it's been fixed. They haven't found one that wasn't fixed, okay? So how would you say that's not fixed? Every 100% of the tested machines so far have been fixed. That's my understanding. Every single one of them, where there's a double blind kind of thing and they don't know, they don't set it up, you know, to be just tested correctly. I mean, the machine probably will work correctly if you leave it alone. So if they test it that way, they're going to show that there's no fixing, but that ain't what we're talking about. They fix it after the machines have been cleared. I mean, come on, give me a break. The Democrats are craven. Anyway, so Hillary's out there, and the doctor says, well, I'm going to have to sew that thing up because it'll just keep bleeding here. And so she takes out this big hypothermic, like in the old days, a real big syringe, and jams it as hard as she can right into the middle of what she thought was the hemorrhoid itself, even though it was broken open. But since there was so much blood and the lighting wasn't good, Dr. Bedeck hadn't taken enough time to really put a lamp in place so she could see what she was doing. She jabbed this big gauge 18 needle right square into the tissue